Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of One Album Wonders, the show where we take a look at those maybe rare bands who put out an album, disappeared, those kind of supergroups who got together, put out an album, and then, of course, it didn't work out, or just these really good bands who got together, put out a notable album, and for whatever reason, they couldn't make it to album number 2. So only ever had one studio release, and that's it. Got some cool rarities for you today and a couple more well-known things. So let's kickstart this with a release from 1977 from a band from St. Louis. For all you prog fans, you may or may not have heard of this little oddity here, this little rarity, I should say. The band is called Surprise. The album is called Assault on Maryland. There's the guys right there. Again, from St. Louis, Missouri. This is a concept album. It's this whole kind of fantasy concept, symphonic rock album. Man, if you love early Genesis and Yes and ELP and maybe the early mid-70s Styx, a little Starcastle, Camel, Little Kansas, that sort of thing. A lot of big symphonic classic keyboards, great guitar work, Rickenbacker bass, cool vocals. I remember when I was first starting to get back into the whole prog scene in the early 90s, this had just been released on CD, and this was kind of a big deal to get because of a really ultra-rare LP, so I kind of scooped this up pretty early on. I've had it now for almost 30 years, so pretty cool stuff there. All right, from 2004, Damage Plan, Newfound Power. Of course, this is the kind of metal supergroup put together by Dimebag Darrell Abbott and Vinnie Paul, both from Pantera. Okay, you've also got bassist Bob Zilla from Hell Yeah, well, later with Hell Yeah, Honey Money, and vocalist Patrick Lockman, who sang with Halford as well as Diesel Machine. So, pretty strong album. If you like, early 2000s, modern metal, a lot of beefy guitars from Dimebag. Unfortunately, this band would not continue on because while on tour, Dime's life was taken by a fool in a crowd, and the band was no more. And rest in peace, Dime. But one and done. The last thing from Mr. Dimebag. All right, 1999. From Magna Carta Records. Remember Magna Carta Records? Dolly's Dilemma, Manifesto for Futurism, featuring the great Matt Guillory on keyboards, who's played with all sorts of people. Played in James LaBrie's solo band for quite a number of releases and tours and things like that. Really good, kind of Dream Theater inspired, melodic progressive metal, all sorts of solo and thing. If you like the rest of the bands that were on this label, Enchant and Cairo, Shadow Gallery, so on and so forth, Magellan, this kind of falls right in line with all that kind of stuff. I haven't actually heard that in ages. I've had like almost all of these Magna Carta albums that came out, but it's amazing how much a lot of us who were into prog were listening to the stuff from that label back in like the 90s. All right, so here's a band from Miami, Peace and Quiet, self-titled. Thanks to Ken Golden over at the Laser's Edge, who made me aware of these guys. So this is a cool kind of like early 70s hard rock psychedelic thing. Little bits of prog, little bits of soul. A lot of great grooves, a lot of great soloing, terrific guitar playing on this album. Very, very cool stuff. Early 70s rarity right there. We're going to stay in the U.S. Ohio, 1974. Left End, Spoiled Rotten. Good, raucous guitar-led music, elements of like boogie, early metal, and glam, if you like them. Like the kind of more rockin' early 70s David Bowie stuff, with a little bit of grand funk, right? Just good stuff. Maybe little bits of like the bluesy Humble Pie, that sort of thing. Good album. All right, Steps. Speaking of Humble Pie, how about Stepson, 1974? This is a Rock Candy reissue. This is kind of like, they're from Portland, Oregon. Bluesy hard rock, lots of really strong vocals, a lot of good bluesy guitar riffs and solos. To me, these guys kind of like, it's like Humble Pie, Cactus, Grand Funk type of thing. If you like that kind of raucous, bluesy rock and roll, fairly heavy at times, you will enjoy the hell out of that one. Next up, from Detroit, Detroit, Michigan, the Third Power, Believe from 1974. I got a little power trio action going on here. Bluesy, psychedelic, hard rock. A lot of tracks on here. You got the original album and then all sorts of bonus tracks and things. So definitely worth seeking out. Get your money's worth on this particular one here. All right, where are we going next? We are going to a band called Sleepy John, another U.S. band here. Okay, so this CD reissue here, or CD issue I should say, I think it's the first time ever on CD. This pulls together two separate recording sessions from 1970. This band played live a bit, recorded a bunch of things, never actually released an official album. Okay, and then back in the early 2000s, we had this particular CD label here, took all those recordings, put them on one CD. Pretty good stuff. Bands from Idaho. Good bluesy hard rock, lots of guitar and organ. Yeah, kind of proggy in spots, mostly just a really good hard rock band. Sleepy John. All right, this one I did quite a bit. So this band is from Switzerland, 1971. McChurch Sound Room, Delusion. Look at that evil-looking cover, huh? Love it. Love it, love it. The cover somewhat hints at the music within. It's not quite as evil sounding as it looks in spots, though. This is kind of like, late 60s, early 70s blues rock, little bits of folk, a lot of blistering hard rock. You got flute, organ, acoustic, electric guitars. Kind of borders on krautrock a little bit, and maybe even a little early doom. There's a couple Sabbathy moments. More importantly, you get like a little feel of like the first 2 or 3 Jethro Tull albums. Okay, you got some female vocals in here. It's pretty good. Really good stuff. It's a shame we never got more from that band. And my 10th selection for you here today from the UK. This band was on Decca Records very early on from 1971. Megaton. Pretty cool album cover, right? This is kind of like early prog with bits of psych, little bits of jazz, a little bit of soul. Okay, you got some horns and keyboards and guitars. Pretty cool, different album. I dig it. Some cool riffing going on in this too, but lots of grooves. Another one of those bands that, like, you listen to it, you're like, man, how was that not huge? Well, because the band released it and then they were gone, right? So whether they were gone because they didn't get any support from Decca, a lot of cool bands wound up on Decca early on, right? So, but who knows? Anyway, there you have 10 more one and done albums from some pretty cool bands, pretty cool albums. If you can find those and check them out, I recommend them. Some pretty cool stuff. So I easily have one more episode here for One Album Wonders, probably over the next couple days. Whether I'll do more after that, I don't know. I like I said, I got thousands and thousands of other CDs that I haven't kind of sifted through. I just got so many other things going on. So, but cool that we've been able to bring you a whole bunch of these episodes. So check them out. Watch the previous episodes. I believe we have 10 other episodes behind this one. So go to the playlist. You'll see the One Album Wonders playlist. You can check out all the old episodes. Also, check out the Forgotten Favorites playlist too, which is kind of like what this show used to be called. But back then we weren't just looking at one album wonders. We were kind of looking at like old rarities from yesterday that people may have forgotten about, but I dig quite a bit. So what do we got coming up? All right, we got coming up on the channel tonight. Of course, it's Monday night, right? So Monday night must-see TV with the Hudson Valley Squares coming up tonight. We got a cool show, another Steve Keeler idea tonight, a little rant on bands that we did not like at all when we were younger that have since grown to kind of really dig quite a bit. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. In addition, Chris Allo and I are going to be doing an episode of The Monster's Den tonight, specifically looking at the Creature from the Black Lagoon films. So that trio of films from Universal in the mid-late 50s. So we're going to be talking about that. Chris Allo and I are also going to be busy for the rest of the week. We're going to be ranking the albums of Nightwish, ranking the albums of Epica. Chris is also joining me on another Monster's Den this week where we're going to take a look at some films from Fulci, Bava, and Argento, the great Italian horror directors. Right, so that's coming up this week as well. Also, we've got Mr. Rich Catino coming back on the show. We are going to be doing some more Monster's Den episodes together. Okay, so we're going to be taking a look at what is Rich and I doing next? I completely forgot. There's way too much happening. But Rich is coming back on the show for more Monsters Den episodes, as well as he and I are going to be working on, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be giving you our favorite power metal albums, so kind of like Power Metal Albums 101, as well as ranking the catalog of White Lion, more Monsters Den. Martin Popoff and I are working on a couple things together. You'll be seeing we're doing a show on Super Groups later this week. And we're also, Martin and I are going to work on a Ranking the Album show of 10cc. So all this stuff is coming up. I've got new album reviews for the brand new Fish CD. Fish the singer, not Fish the band. We've got brand new Neil Morse album. We've got the brand new Motor Psycho. All sorts of stuff coming in. We hopefully got the new Armored Saint coming at you soon, Joe Bonamassa, all sorts of stuff. So don't touch that dial. Plenty coming. So we'll see you real soon here on the channel. www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're on YouTube all the damn time. If you like what you see and would like to contribute to the channel to keep us going strong here, there is a link to our Ko-Fi page in the album description below. Just click on that. Go over to Ko-Fi. You can donate whatever you like. We also have the link to our merch page where you can buy Sea of Tranquility t-shirts, hoodies, hats, mugs, stickers, all that good stuff. So take care, everybody. We'll see you real soon. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.